Selamat welcome! Back again with Mas Bule Mayan. Today, instead of doing gameplay videos or deck techs, we have big Fab Indo news. So I'm gonna mix up today's video and use a little bit more Indonesian. Karena berita ini mungkin nggak terlalu relevan buat teman-teman yang nggak di Indonesia. Jadi pertama mau bahas beritanya, apa nih yang menarik, what's new in Fab Indonesia, and kedua adalah Rosetta expansion slot spoilers. We finally got something after the last spoiler was at Pro Tour Amsterdam keynote speech by Brian Gottlieb. We've been waiting and waiting, and we got the First Strike Aurora and Terra deck that gave us a little bit of insight into how Aurora plays. They gave us her weapon. But finally, we get new cards, especially expansion slot cards, which are good for non-wizard, non-runeblade players. So, first off, ayo kita mulai bahas newsnya dulu. Newsnya adalah, Flesh and Blood Indonesia sekarang punya distributor official. Yaitu siapa distributornya? Omni Game Rekreasi Edukatif, aka Ogre. So, if you're familiar with Ogre and their team, they have a separate entity khusus buat kayak di PT yang menaungi distribusi kartu dan gitu-gitunya. Itu Omni Game Rekreasi Edukatif, which is very clever, OGRE, Ogre. So, with this, starting from Rosetta, jadi next set banget, kita udah mulai produknya di-handle sama mereka. Jadi no longer do we have to rely on another country being our direct distribution, which is a hassle. Karena jadi lebih ribet untuk ngurus dari luar ke dalam. Sementara kalau udah punya distributor lokal, ya harusnya kita toko-toko ya at least nggak pusing ngurusin kayak pajak, cukai, apa, kayak ya udah pokoknya udah diterima di sini. Jadi hopefully from an LGS perspective, jadi memudahkan LGS untuk nge-carry produk Flesh and Blood. Karena nggak perlu lagi kontak-kontakan sama distri luar. Second, ini juga another huge part of this is karena udah dinaungi distributor lokal, all the shipping cost gitu-gitunya udah taken into account, all the cukai whatsoever. Jadinya, the great news is for players as well, bukan cuma toko, is that the MSRP, or the retail price for a box of Flesh and Blood cards, is now 1.5 mil, atau 1,5 juta rupiah, yang sebelumnya 1.6, which is not bad. 100,000 per box. If you open a case, you're saving 400 thou, which can go towards buying the singles that you need or buying another set of boxes. Jadi dengan penghematan ini nggak cuma impact LGS, tentunya player juga benefited immediately starting from Rosetta. All your boxes are now 100 thou cheaper. Terus, hopefully dengan ada distri lokal, we can get more events. Because previously, it's kind of hard for LSS to conduct major events such as Battle Harden and Callings and whatnot di Indonesia karena there is no one big entity to handle it. Thankfully, we got Battle Harden Bali thanks to Bli Eka and Bali Awakening Zone as the host. But going forward, it should be easier for Indonesia to have higher tier 3, tier 4 events happen here, right in our home country. Ini menurut gue berita bagus banget sih. Jadi buat kalian yang kayak, apa sih Fab dead game gitu, kayak Fab sepi, Fab apa gitu. Ya, dengan kita udah punya distri lokal nih. Jadi harusnya it's even easier now for new players to join, for LGSs to carry the product, for players to enjoy cheaper prices yang nggak heavily influenced by shipping cost and taxes, karena itu sudah di-handle. Dan lastly, hopefully we get a huge influx of players, because as we know, Ogre is a huge entity. Bukan cuma PT-nya, tapi mereka player base-nya gede. Orang-orang yang kalian suka lihat kalau di turni-turni TCG lain, pakai kemeja hitam atau apa, anak-anak Ogre rame. Hopefully dengan Ogre gedenya meng-carry Flesh and Blood, ya anak-anak Ogre-nya juga ikut main Flesh and Blood, jadi makin rame. Jadi, next year Nets, siapa tahu kita langsung jump to 96 or 128 players, then you have to actually earn your invite, karena selama ini Nationals in Indonesia itu open entry, karena we don't have enough players to fill the cap. Jadi siapapun baru main pun langsung bisa join, padahal Nationals tuh a high tier event that should be reserved for the best in that country. So this is really, really good news for Fab Indo overall. So thank you for Omni Game Recreative Educative for picking up Flesh and Blood and being our distributor. Looking forward to what you can do for us in the future. So yeah, that's it for the big news for Fabindo. Ntar kita ngobrol-ngobrol ya, Pang. Next, setelah berita, we have spoilers. Spoiler season, finally, kita bisa bahas kartu lagi. Karena sejak PT Amsterdam sama First Strike Deck, kering banget nih, nggak ada spoiler apa-apa. Kita, I know Rosetta is still far away, tapi kayak, at least give us something lah. Finally, they gave us something. LSS gave us 2 cards in the expansion slot. So this is for you non-Rune Blade, non-Wizard players that maybe not very into the set right now. These cards are for you. The first one is Plan for the Worst. It's a blue pitch, 0 cost ranger action with a 3 block. And the effect is look at target hero's hand and arsenal. Important, you get to look both the hand and the arsenal, not one or the other. And it's a Seek and Destroy effect. So Seek and Destroy, the buff, you need to hit to get the effect. This is just straight up Seek and Destroy effect on your opponent. And you get to peek at their hand and arsenal, so you get info on what to do on your next turn, how to block. And the secondary effect is search your deck for up to 3 traps, reveal them, put them into your hand, and then shuffle 2 cards from your hand into your deck. So you could choose to search for less than 3 traps, but if this is the last card that you play, so you have no more cards in hand, and you search for 2 traps or less, you search for them, put them in your hand, and then put them back in your deck. So basically just shuffles, but if you have spare cards, and then you can probably keep 1, but usually you just search for all 3. So this is more of a Riptide card, jadi ngebantu Riptide buat nyari trap yang sesuai match-up-nya, karena Riptide kan trapnya legendary, kadang susah buat diambil, atau ada trap yang bagus di match-up tertentu. Nah, kalau ini search for 3 traps, important to note, nggak harus beda nama. Jadi you can search for 3 Tarpit traps and you're guaranteed to have a Tarpit trap in your hand. So this card replaces itself with a trap of your choosing if it's not the legendary ones. But you can still search for the legendary and hope you win the 33%. And it forces your opponent to attack into you. Jadi mereka nggak bisa, oh lo ada trap ini, gue pass aja deh. Karena if they just pass, they have the Seek and Destroy effect on them. Their card in their arsenal and hand gets destroyed. So this card just forces your opponent to attack into the trap that you have. And it's random too, so they don't know which trap that you kept if you search for different types of traps. A very good card. I feel like Riptide support. Riptide's been getting much stronger. He's actually already a playable deck right now. Gue pakai Zen beberapa kali internal testing lawan Justian pakai Riptide, kayak banyakan kalahnya gitu. Karena udah sangat jago untuk ngehandle aggression dengan trap-trapnya dia. Trapnya tuh always 4 to 5 value. Karena bloknya 3, ngeping 1, terus the trap effect itself juga ada value-nya. Either creating frailty, creating reducing the block, from block of your equipment kalau boulder trap, terus destroying your hand kalau collapsing trap. Jadi overall, this is just even more Riptide support, and it's a blue 0 cost 3 block, so you can start out with aggression. Jadi kayak mulai inertia plus arrow, mereka udah tahan mau keep arsenal, terus kayak oh lu mau keep arsenal, ya udah plan for the worst, their arsenal is dead regardless gitu. Jadi overall sangat bagus, not high opportunity cost karena udah blue, dia 3 block juga, jadi nggak ada downside for running this card. I'm sure Riptide enjoyers will love this, especially with Armory deck Armory deck Azalea coming out. Next we have Adaptive Dissolver. Ini equipment for mech enjoyers. Jadi ini equipment buat mecha. Dia modular, same with Adaptive Plating. Bedanya ini Arcane Barrier instead of block. Dan very important, yang pindahin equipment ke equipment zone lain kayak nggak terlalu matters. Yang penting adalah this is base. It has this subtype base, which means this can be upgraded upon by Evo equipments. Jadi selama ini kayak Teklo versus Wizard or versus Arcane, ya just that you don't have a base AB equipment. Karena selama ini ya baru dikasih kemarin banget AB Evo. Sure, it's 0 cost, but you still need to draw it and play it. Before then, you don't have AB whatsoever, which means you're completely naked to arcane damage. Having Adaptive Dissolver means that you can start with up to 3 AB in your Teklo Vossen deck, and you can still upgrade it with your AB Evos and with your different Evos, your Evo Soul Steals. Jadi ini penting banget buat Teklo, so Teklo rejoice, you no longer have to submit to your arcane overlords. Sekarang udah ada jawabannya, base equipment. Surprisingly, yeah, with all the expansion slot cards, it's an M rarity instead of a legendary that is adaptive plating. So it's a bit interesting since they're both adaptive, they're very similar, but this one's an M and the other is a legendary, which doesn't really matter at the end of the day, but when you're collecting and putting them side by side, one is an L, one is an M, while they look very similar, that's a bit odd. But yeah, overall gitu sih. Jadi 2 spoiler ini buat yang non-Runeblade, non-Wizard player, terutama Riptide dan Teklo, although nggak limited to 2 hero itu aja ya. Jadi other rangers and other mechs might find some use case untuk 2 kartu ini. That's it for the short update, the Fabindo news and spoilers. I will be posting more updates and news as spoilers and news of Fabindo come out. And that's it for today's video. I'm keeping it short and sweet. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Sampai goodbye.